that consumer portal is what we're going to be focused on today. Josh is getting set up, and he's going to show us a few little tips on how to add the Homekeeper blog to your agent site, so you can get some content out there, so you can develop and kind of go those things. How you can put a mortgage calculator, maybe even your Keller Mortgage page, or different things that you can add on on your website. So first thing that I'd love to do is just really go over some training places you can go. So we have great training here. We meet something. However, also always before every class, I like to show you where you can go find additional training. So if we have one-on-one, I know I've showed you this too as well. However, it's always a good refresher to kind of really dive into and know where to go if you have questions or resources or things that you're looking for. So if you first log in and go into your command, and here where your picture is, where your name is, it won't show my name, it'll show your name. You can click on this drop down, and then there is this command training. So if you click on command training,
get y'all tech savvy up here.
It's going to sorry, I'm making sure I get Josh muted before he talks. All right. You can have training that's available for you, and everything that really can dive into different resources, whether it's how to add contacts, how to update your website, or really dive into different things through opportunities. So you just go back here. It's going to be here at your name, and then command training. You can go here to get training. And then once you go down here, it says command your business with unprecedented insight and ease. Everything I want to command my database. So this is going to be really focusing on your contacts, adding those, communicating with your contacts. I want to command my transactions, so opportunities. I want to command my marketing, designs, campaigns, sites. So today we're really talking about sites. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this one, and then we're going to kind of show up the initial setup, and then Josh is going to step in and show us how to do some of his really unique features that he's added to his website and kind of review those things. Does that sound all right with everybody? And then we'll go here to command my marketing. So this is an overview of everything. So if you click into these different boxes, you're going to get information, recommended training. So what you can train, building your marketing profile, and then it's going to go on to these getting started sessions. These are step-by-step guides. So this is an article that you can read, a video that you can watch, how to set up some of the email, social designs, print, email, social, additional training. These are all different things that you can do to kind of help with your training and things that are available for you. Additional recommended training for your sites. So here we're going to be focusing on getting started with your site. So if you don't like my training today, you can go watch this 50-minute video on how to get started and go through the process. Set up your agent site. So I'm going to click on this first, because this is where we're really going to focus on before I pass it over to Josh, is getting started. So setting up that initial site, whether you've done it yet or you may be in the process, we want to focus on what that looks like and kind of going through. So with Agent Sites in Command, you'll be able to build a highly personalized and engaging website for your clients to interact with. In addition to that, your agent site will be completely integrated into Command for seamless lead capturing, instant follow-ups with leads and contacts, tracking those interactions and seeing what listings your clients might be interested in. You also have the ability to create standalone landing pages, not attached to your site for any purpose you want. So this is that was just an overview I wanted to read to y'all, just kind of about what agent sites are and what that whole consumer platform process is here for. It's for us to personalize, create an engaging website and get people involved and provide that customer experience that really takes it to that next level. And then Josh Beard, he has really done an amazing job of personalizing his website, creating that experience, and then also having valuable content that can provide and kind of going through and getting through that. So we're going to dive into his website and a few features that he has added. So the first step is completing the Kelly Guide. I'm going to walk through this and just kind of show you all the basics again, and then we'll dive into some of the more interesting stuff. Custom domains, web analytics, all these different things. There's information here for you that is available if you ever have any questions or things that you might want to review or kind of follow up on after the class. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat box just so everybody can see it, and we can you can have that link directly to it. However, you can access that through Connect and through Command getting to that process. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this and go back into Command. So here we are back in the Command and getting to the consumer portal, getting to that area where we can really dive into creating our own custom site and building that out for the features and things that are created for us through KW. So we go down here to the Command Consumer Applet. You'll click on that, and it's going to take you into the consumer platform area, everything from your landing pages, your agent sites, to your guide builder, your site app settings, creating a new site. So this is a quick overview of some different landing pages that I've made for certain listings or anything like that. If y'all have an opportunity, landing pages, think of that as your one-off page where you can advertise this listing, or you can advertise an event, or you can advertise just maybe like a special feature that you have, and it's just one website link. Just goes to that, and is a great tool for you to share to get your exposure, show your brand for your listings, and going through that process. If you have an opportunity, Debbie Sanders, she has an awesome new listing that's coming up here in Right on the Water. It's a $1 million luxury listing, and Wilhite helped her create a landing page to showcase that listing. So she posted it yesterday on our Clear Lake page. So I would go look at that just to see some of the features that you can do for a standalone single landing page. She's got everything from your 3D tour, your like a Matterport tour, to the video, to pictures, and every information about the listing. So it's a really cool feature that you can have that take that advertising, marketing, things that you can show your clients and tell them, hey, I'm going to create a website just for your listing to help you gain an edge over that, maybe that next person that's coming in on that listing appointment. So that's landing pages. Today we're talking about the whole agent site and that consumer interference and platform. So first thing we're going to do is just kind of that initial setup. So if you've never set up your agent site or kind of gone through that process, this is a great place to go. I also recommend checking that link that I posted in the chat box to just kind of walk you through the different steps, or going to that training that's up here in this right-hand corner where you can access it and go through that process. So if we are diving into agent sites and doing that initial setup, I'm going to go over here and click on the site and app settings. So clicking on that's going to bring me to my main information page for agent sites. You can review everything that you've kind of got set up in your site right here. However, really getting started, the first thing that you want to do is go to this agent site options, the Learn More with Kelly guides. So if you want to go through that Kelly guide, so wherever there is a Kelly guide is basically a how-to or a step-by-step process on how to get you started through whatever it is within Command. So adding contacts, creating your agent site. This is a great place for you to go to get started and kind of walk through the process. So if we click on agent site, continue, I'm going to go through the Kelly guide, and Kelly guides agent sites, create and manage your agent website. So I've already done this. So if you haven't created an agent site before, or you're new and haven't set this up, this is going to be the best place for you to go to get that initial setup. Acknowledge and continue. Here is, it'll take you to kind of the main build out where you can really go through and build out your agent site. I'm going to go through this a little quick today. However, I recommend you going back and working through the Kelly guide yourself if you haven't done this before, and just really setting it up. So kind of there's 4 or 3 really main steps. So your subdomain, style, theme, content, and then what's next. So here on the first one, your subdomain. So this is what your URL is going to be for your agent site. So I have a team that I run, HTX Realty Group. So I have htxrealtygroup.kw.com. That's my subdomain. This can be your own personal name. It could be like Josh's. He has closewithbeard.kw.com. And those are some different things that you can add. Your main marketing profile. So if you've gone and set up your marketing profile within Command in the settings information, this will all be auto-populated. However, you can come in and change it or adjust it or add different things. If you haven't done that yet, it'll be there. However, it'll auto-sync if you've already set up your marketing profile. So everything with a red asterisk, you're going to want to make sure is filled out and going through that process. So from your biography to your agent number, to your different information. You can even add, what I've added on my side is the link to my information about brokerage services, consumer protection notice, and that's where you can add these, and you can get those links off HAR. There's a few short videos that we have available that we can send out to show you how to and get these links later on. But for right now, just kind of want to work you through the quick Kelly guide, and then we'll pass it over to Josh to show you his website and to kind of show you a few little features. So save and continue. And it's basically just a step-by-step guide on processing and customizing your website to creating it how you want it and how you want to really get going through the process. So save and continue, just kind of work through it. You can customize this page, change anything that you'd like, continue. Have an About Me page that's set up for you. These are kind of the generic pages that are set up automatically through command. And you can delete these, you can change them, and you can go through all that process. And Josh is going to talk a little bit about that here shortly. So once you've gone through, it's going to talk about what's next, site facts, go to site settings, create more sites. So if you want to create different things. So we went to that page earlier where it showed you a walkthrough and kind of gave you a little bit of information about different things. So this is a great, it'll get you here. So basically answers.kw to KW Connect, agent sites, connected, print, start with your site, a bunch of information kind of helping you get going in the process. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat box as well, just to kind of have, so y'all have some links and things that are available for you. I'm going to go back to command, get logged in.
Not much needed, but it is needed.
So we have gone to consumer, that is setting up our agent site. We have went to our site and app settings and went through our Kelly guide. So the next thing is I'm going to introduce our esteemed co-host today, and he's going to step in and kind of show us a few things. However, before he gets going, I kind of want to brag on him a little bit and show y'all his website and kind of show you some of the really cool features that he has available that he can really talk about today. So he's gone through and customized the different logos, put his personal branded logo, went through and put his own hero image or information. He's made it really personal where it shows his contact or his clients and people that he's worked with. He's also gone through and set up different site pages. So this is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to show you how to add a blog to your website. So if you're interested in having a blog or content that's contributing to your site so people can go there and get information, we're going to show you all how to do this. Also, how you can have a mortgage calculator and work this into your website so people can go, and it's just a valuable resource for people to kind of plug into and have something accessible for them to kind of go through. And also, so I'm logged into his site just because I've been in there in the past. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out. So what the consumer platform is really all about is creating that personalized relationship. So you have your website. This is not personalized. I mean, it is personalized. However, to get it more personalized and have my own login and create that personal interaction, you're going to want to make sure your clients sign up and log into an account and have that, and it connects with your consumer app so they can be on the same platform and kind of going through that process. So Josh has done built out a really amazing website. It has some really cool features. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to him real quick. And he's going to introduce himself and share a little bit about agent websites. And then hopefully we can show y'all how to add add the mortgage calculator or the blog to your page or the Keller Mortgage link. There's a few different things that we can do, and he's going to really dive into that. So definitely pay attention. And without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Josh Beard. Are you ready for me, man?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Perfect. So we had some technical difficulties earlier, so we got that figured out. So yeah, like I said, like Austin said, we're going to focus on those two. And if y'all have any other questions about these, feel free to reach out to me. I'm pretty open to helping anybody out, so don't hesitate to reach out to me. If y'all can't hear me, let me know, because this is the first time I'm doing it with a mask. So yeah, the main thing we're going to be focusing on those two. So if y'all see my screen yet? Can you see anything? Let's see.
We see your happy face in a mask. We see your screen.
All right, good there. So the main thing we're going to focus on is those two sites. We're going to go to, you can go to your command, and we're going to go to what Austin was just talking about. So we're going to go to that consumer section down on the bottom left. So don't be alarmed if you don't see as much links as I have. That just means you haven't done any of the independent pages yet. So don't freak out. So then you're going to go to your top right up here where it says create a new site. And a lot of questions that me and Austin have is what's the difference between these two? What's the on my agent sites and as a standalone page? Anything you create for the on my agent site will be just that. It will actually be on your website. So when you do that drop down menu and it had all those different sections, that is what's going to be on your agent site. A standalone page is something you would maybe create for a featured listing, open house, maybe you're doing a marketing page. When you share that link to Facebook or anything like that, that is a standalone page. Now, just because it's a standalone doesn't mean that if they fill the information on it, it goes somewhere else. It still goes to you. It's just a standalone page that's not on your actual website. So what we're going to be doing is obviously we're going to do the one that's on the agent site, and it's going to take you into the creator. So the first thing I like to do, just so you know what you're doing, so the top where it says new agent site, go ahead and name what you're going to be doing. So the first one we're going to do is the Homekeeper blog. Now you can change it to, blog or, my article or whatever you choose. So we'll just keep it as Homekeeper right now so we know.
Hey, Josh, real quick, is the Homekeeper a free service that we have, or is that something that we pay? Because I do know I get it, but I haven't logged in. When you look at the price, it's $25 a month.
No, it is free. You can log on. They have some great articles. You can actually put your vendors in there. So if you have any preferred vendors, or if you have a preferred inspector or repair person, something like that, you can put that on there. And then when you share this, it's your preferred vendor. So it's people that you are preferring out and that you trust with your clients. So it is free, Christine.
What do you use? Do you just use your Keller Williams login to get it for free?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Not a problem. So whenever you get into your Homekeeper dashboard, this is what it's going to look like. Whenever you do log on, it'll top right, there's going to be professionals or realtor. Obviously, you're going to click on the realtor one. It's going to go to a login page. You will use your KW email. If you haven't set it up yet, you're going to use your KW email, and that'll get you in there for free. So whenever you come in, you're going to see these two. It says My Widgets. You're going to go ahead and click on the embedded widgets. So anything you're adding onto your site right now, you're always going to want to use the iframe version of it. So what that's basically doing is it's mirroring what you want onto your page. So for example, this one's going to be the My Trusted Pros, actually the My Blog. It's going to go to the My Blog widget, and you're going to go ahead and copy the code. So you're going to go back to your page, and you're going to click on the content blocks over here on the far right. And you're going to look for the one that says text. You're going to click it and go ahead and drag it onto your page.
Hey, Josh, can you go back real quick? How did you get that, the blog?
The block?
Yeah.
So over here on the right, you click on content blocks, and it'll open up, and it has the new. Do you have that on there?
Yeah.
So you'll click on the text and go ahead and drag it into the web area.
Okay. And then on the Homekeeper website, how did you get that HTML?
So you can just click on the code, and it automatically saves it to your clipboard. And so when you go back, you can just hit your copy and paste. You can do Control V and go ahead and put it in there.
Does it matter if you do the iframe?
Does it matter what?
JavaScript or iframe?
Yes, you're going to copy the script for the iframe one. And don't be alarmed when you put it in there. It's still going to show the text. You're going to click off of it. And then you're going to click on it 3 times. And it should go ahead and load it up. Did anybody have any problems?
Josh, I'm still looking on the Homekeeper website for how you got to that blog.
Okay, so it's going to be at home. Does yours look like this?
Yes,
So you're going to go down to the My Widgets.
my widgets.
And then you're going to click on, you can do the Trusted Pro. So if you already had your stuff set up, you could do the same one, and it would be a list of all your preferred people if you wanted to do that. But this one's going to be the blog. You do that iframe, and then you're just going to copy into there. Like I said, click off and then click back on it 3 times, and it should go ahead and load. Did anybody have a problem with that one? Good. See, 1 thumbs up. So another thing you haven't noticed, so you can't save the changes. So with Command right now, it wants you to have some form of one of their widgets on that page. So what I use is I just use the contact form. I click it and I drag it to the very bottom. Make sure that green line is below the load more and let go. And you should be able to scroll down and your contact form should be below that. And you'll see now that you're able to save the changes. All good? So you're gonna go ahead and hit save changes. You're gonna say that you wanna go ahead and make it. Now, just because you click yes on this doesn't mean it automatically puts it on your page. It's just saying, yes, we're gonna set it up for you to put it on your page. So you're gonna go ahead and say yes. And you should see here, it have whatever we just made, and you'll see an I that you can't click on. It says that it's not available to look at. Don't worry, we're gonna fix that. So we're gonna go to the sites and app settings, which will be top right. So where the create a new site was right next to it. And it should load something that looks like this. And you're gonna click on your site pages. And you should see all the pages. If you don't have any pages over here, you may have the contact me and about me. It's probably what I think everybody has right now. If you don't have any, that means you don't have your site set up yet. So what Austin was talking about at the beginning there, go ahead and set your site up and you should see at least 2 of those pages on there. You're gonna hit add a page and you're gonna click, the newest one's always gonna be at the very top. So whatever you just created will be at the very top. You'll click on it and hit continue. And you'll change the name to whatever you want. So if you want it to be the blog, the slug is the same thing. I always use the same email address. That's what they're going to type in so they can, for example, mine's closewithbeer.kw.com. Whatever is past that slash is what they can type in. So if you wanted to be blog, they can type my website in /blog and it goes straight to this page. So whatever you want them to type in to get to that, that's what you're going to put in your slug. And then you don't have to put anything in the description. And you hit save page changes. And you should see it appear on the bottom over here. Did y'all get there? I'm gonna guess you got it, Alyssa. So now if you go to your page, let me see if I can get to it now. So if you go to your page now, you should have this drop-down menu. And I got blog 2 right here, because I already have one blog. So you click on it, and it'll load right up onto your page. Y'all are good? And again, if
Josh, are we recording this so we can go back and watch you?
yes, ma'am, I believe we are. We're recording this, correct? Is he still in here? I don't know if he left. I believe he is recording.
It's recording and it's going to be on Facebook Live right now. So you'll be able to go back and watch it on Facebook.
There you go.
Wonderful.
And I said, if y'all have any issues with it, let me or Austin know, and we can walk you through it. The other one we're about to use is the mortgage calculator. Again, you're going to use the same template we just did. So you're going to go to the consumer. You're going to click on the create a new site. And again, it's going to be on the agent side again. And so this one will be a mortgage calculator. I'm going to do mine Cal because I already have one. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to content block, text, and you're going to drag it over to your page. All good? The mortgage calculator that I use, and I'll put the link in the description so that y'all can get there on the text box. So this is the website where you're going to get your mortgage calculator from. I just put it in the chat box. So you're going to go to the website. You're going to click on the far right where it says widgets, and you're going to go to full page calculator. And you'll scroll down, and it's the same thing right here. So you see this code. To keep it short, you can just click on the copy the clipboard. You'll go back to your next.
You're gonna cut a tree down.
Cut a tree down and then bring a bunch of dirt level with grass.
Are you gonna, do it stuff under and get it out? Okay.
And you'll go ahead and go to your text, and you'll paste it in there. You'll click off, and it's either going to automatically load, or you do the same thing. You'll click off, click it 3 times, and then it should load up on your page. Did anybody have an issue with that one? Y'all all good? Yay, nay? So you'll do the same thing. This one's missing a KW widget. So you'll do the same thing. I use a contact form, drag it to the very bottom, and then let it go. And you'll scroll down to make sure that it's still on there. And you'll hit save changes. And you'll do the same thing. You'll take it to the site and app settings. Site pages. You'll do the same thing. So you're going to add a page, the calculator. You can name it mortgage. Same thing. We'll do mortgage cal.
Thank you.
And we'll hit save page changes. If you have your site up, it'll be down at the bottom again. And of course, if you want to ever change these order, if you click the 6 dots to the left of whatever page it is, you can click it and drag it to where you want and let it go, and it automatically saves. So if you want to change the order, if you want to put a mortgage calculator at the very top, you can drag it to the very top, and that's what it'll be. So when you go back to your page, you can refresh it. And you'll see the mortgage calculator is now at the top now. Do you have any questions, concerns? Anybody lost? And again, if you catch me, I'll put my contact information in the chat box. If you want a one-on-one, or if you want to let me know how to do it, let me know and I'll help you out. I'm not afraid to help anybody, so give me a shout.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Hey, Josh,
Yes, sir.
on the agent site pages,
Yes.
I did not name it the mortgage calculator, so it says like new agent page XYZ. Is there a way that I can edit that, go back and rename that?
So where is it named at differently, right here or the first page?
I unshared your screen, Josh. I can go through and show it to him. So Josh, both Joshes, when you dive in and go into that, so if you're going to go in through and like adjust what it was called or correct it and everything, you can go back in here to your site and app settings. This is going to bring up your main page kind of information here, your URLs. That's your main URL. Then if you go here to the right, it's got the site app pages. And if you can edit it here, you can adjust it right here. So basically going to consumer, so if I'm gonna go back out, adjust it here, site app settings, go to your site pages here on the far right. And these are the site pages that you've created where you can kind of adjust the order or kind of, well, now I'm blocked out, jumping out of login. So where you can edit it here. So these are the different ones that I've created or add right here. You can edit it, change the URL, and change the page title right here if that's what you're looking for. That's a quick way to do it. There's a few other ways where you can get into it too. Did that help and kind of get you where you needed to go?
So yeah, it connected correctly. I think what happened was when I was actually creating the page for Mortgage Calculator, up at the top, I didn't give it a name for the title.
Gotcha.
So on your, what he's talking about, when you're on the agent sites page and it has the pages that you've created, the name is different.
Yeah.
You should be able to, if you ever need to change that, you go to designs and you'll go to agent site and it'll show, it's basically the center of where you've made all your pages. So you'll see that everyone I've made so far is in here. You can click on the one that has that name. So for example, if I wanted to change this one.
Share your screen, Josh.
Oh, you're not even, my bad. Let me start over. So yeah, if you go to designs, let's go back over here. So if you over here and go to designs and you'll click on agent sites. So anything that you ever make for your site will be in here. So for example, this is the one I just made, that calculator. So you'll go ahead and open it. And you'll be able to change the name there and just hit save changes. Now I will tell you, if you open this up and you save it, go ahead and delete the other one, because if you don't, you're gonna have a whole bunch. I mean, every time you click on a new agent site, it creates either a blank one or whatever you make. So if you're like me and want to keep it nice and clean and be able to see everything, come in here. See, you see I have two different cows. So I can go ahead and delete this one because I know this is the one I just saved, and I can delete that other one. And that way you keep all your stuff, because each time that you update one of these, it's going to do that. So you can just delete the old one. It doesn't save the new one. It just creates a different one.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
So Josh and Austin, I'm assuming that if you know a little bit of HTML, you can pretty much make your page into whatever you want, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of free HTML builders, and if anybody's not familiar, I think I talked with you, Jason. You said you were pretty familiar with that.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with that, there's a couple of sites that you can mess around with and kind of figure out what you're doing. All you have to do is go to Google, type an HTML editor.
I popped your screen off, Josh.
You pop your screen off.
Yeah, I shared it again if you're showing something.
There you go. So this is the one so this is what your page would be on the left. So all this code on the right that you're seeing is what's making this over here capable. So if you wanted to change any of this, so you can delete all this and you can change if you wanted it to look, if you wanted to, if you wanted to say Keller Williams, Clear Lake, let's say you wanted to make it bold and you want it underlined. So this code over here is what that's going to create. So you can build. I know on this one there's a limit because I reached it, but there's a limit on some of them where you have to stop at a certain line of code. But if you ever create this in here, all you have to use is that text, the one we use for the exact same thing, and you can put it on there. So if you're familiar with it, or if you want to spend a little bit of time on YouTube and look up how code works, it's super simple, especially when you have stuff like this that's kind of helps you along with it. But yeah, it's pretty much endless if you can figure the code out.
I was going to say too, if folks are more familiar with working inside of like Office type software packages, even PowerPoint and Word, you can do pretty much the same thing in there. And then when you save, rather than saving as a doc, you can save as the HTML, and then just copy and paste that information in here as well. If you like working in those kind of environments better, to get this weird code looking stuff out and get it into your page. I haven't got there yet, but I will get there eventually.
and there's, and for example, like we're using them now, we're just using those two examples to put on your page. If you wanted to do something like, and I don't know if Austin had showed it. So on mine, I have like the inspector partners and lender partners. So looking to get pre-approved. This is a little different because what I'm using is the template that's already in Command. So this is your profile widget that's in the Command already. And all I did was I changed it to my logo. I changed, instead of my name, it's a title. And I think the third blank, it doesn't have a limit on what you can put in there. So you can put whatever you want in there. And so I used that, I think it was the bio or something. They didn't have a limit on it. So I just made the code for this, put it in there, and it does the exact same thing. Did y'all have any questions?
So I'm assuming
You muted yourself, Alyssa.
if I click save page changes and then a little black or red box comes up and says something went wrong, I just need to give it a moment. It
Yes.
doesn't tell me what I
So
did.
if you've been in my classes before, you'll know that I'll preach that yes, Command is frustrating. Command has its weird quirks and stuff, but just like I said, it's going to have that. It's a brand new software. They're still making stuff every day, every week. They're pushing something out. So if it doesn't load that day or that hour, just give it a little bit of time, come back and try it. I mean, I know it's frustrating, but it's a free tool that we technically don't have to pay for.
I just want to make sure it was like Command, not
Yeah,
something I did wrong.
I'm willing to bet 9 times out of 10 it's probably Command. But they're always doing something. And you'll see if you have your Command set up, I'm sure Austin has the same way as mine. I have the new features on my feed so I can see whenever they push something out. So for example, there was an update on August 3rd. Thank you, Austin. You'll see on his right over there, it says August 3rd, 2020, that was what they added in. And it's always updating. And some of the stuff is updating even without them putting it on there. So it's working.
Yeah, there is a lot of really cool things that Command can do and can really help elevate your business, whether it's, you don't really have to know code. You don't have to know those different types of things. There's places that you can go to take your website to do those features. Also, what features are available in here are pretty good where it's available. So you don't feel like you have to really grow your website or really make it to where it's as advanced as Josh's. I mean, the big thing is that it's a personalized place where people can go get information and have the ability to search for homes and communicate with you in real time through the process. So one thing that I just want to show kind of what it looks like, kind of like in process of somebody registering on your site and kind of looking through how it looks on your phone, how it does all these different features, and how it can really make your business and communicate easy is a great tool. So if we go through and share my desktop again, I'm going to go ahead and go to my website. So if I go to my website and take a look at it, I haven't done as much cool stuff as Josh has done. He's pretty, he's done some really cool, exciting things. So if you go in, I'm going to go ahead and sign out of this account. And I'm going to not log in. I'm going to go ahead and sign up a new account. So if I go, I'm going to do my wife. Sign up. So basically that is how it's going to look for somebody when they come in and you're working with a new buyer, or somebody finds your website and they log into your account. They're going to log in. It's going to change the way it aesthetically looks a little bit. You're going to have these 3 different things up here. So feed, guide, saved. If we go back over to command and I refresh my page, there's a notification now that somebody has logged into my website, signed in on my website. I look at this, new agent site registration received from Sarah Jackson. I can click on that and it's going to go straight to the contact that was generated for that person. So she was already a contact in my database. So it took that email that she had already set up and connected her with my contact, and then made it where it's agent site connected now. So those people in your database that are in there, you have their email, you have their information, but they maybe haven't been connected. They can log in with that email, and then you'll start seeing these checks like agent site connected, those type of things. So you'll be able to see that and be able to communicate. Everything that happens within the timeline, I'm going to be able to see right here. So she registered on my site. If I go back to my site and say I want to look at the feed. So the feed is basically like a news feed between you and the client. So I can communicate with my buyers on this page. They can communicate with me. Add a co-buyer if I wanted to add myself. So we can both, it is basically just inviting me to be able to communicate and work with her. So it's going to have an email that goes out to me, and then it'll be connected to where we can search together and kind of look for homes and go through that process. So welcome to your feed, get updates from co-buyers, agents. So if there's a property I like and maybe I haven't seen or anything, and she could we can communicate and kind of go through that process together. So it's really cool features that you can see. Searching for homes. So if there's a certain neighborhood or something, we live in Bay Knoll, so I'm gonna type in Bay Knoll here, or you can do current location, Bay Knoll. So here is everything in Bay Knoll. So here are a few houses. I want to just take a look at this one. I'm looking at houses, browsing, searching. I'm a buyer looking for that. I can ask my agent a question. Submit. Oh. So if they ask you a question, somebody can do that, and then I can go back here, refresh my page. Her contact, she viewed this listing, she contacted me. What is the HOA for this house? It's also going to be up here showing that I got a new message, and it'll also be in your Kelly app. So this is just a cool tool, kind of showing you how it all connects and where everything goes, and really how it makes it that personal website that you're looking for, and kind of going through that process. So the agent site is really about creating that personal consumer experience to really kind of take it to that next level and kind of showcase. You can do everything from your featured listings, so current ones for sale, not for sale, what is sold, all that information, and set up those different profiles that are available for you. So It is really exciting the things that you can do within Command and your agent site and creating it without having an extra charge or having extra fees, and how it all connects and communicates with your database, your CRM. So you can know when people are going on your website, looking at properties, you can reach out to them. They can schedule virtual tours, they can schedule showings, they can ask all that different information. So it's really cool, the different features and things that are available. I appreciate Josh for being here on with us today and kind of giving us an overview of this. This is recorded. I'll post it to the YouTube channel that we've created to where you can kind of watch some different videos. That's just KWCL University. So if you want to look at some of our past trainings or things that we've done, you can go there. Or and then it'll be posted back on our group Facebook page as well. You can also just watch the live feed. Go look for this post in Facebook. So I appreciate all y'all being here. What kind of questions or what kind of things do y'all have right now? Josh has something to add.
I was going to say, and just keep this in the back of y'all's mind, invest a lot of time into it. Because me and I've told Austin this, is you want them to come to your site and never have to leave. And you can do that. If you can go through the whole process of buying a home with me right now and you never have to leave my website. So they're always seeing my face. I'm always in constant contact with them. I know what they're doing. So just keep that in the back of your mind. The whole point of Command is to make sure you can keep up with your clients, whatever they're doing with each step that they're going through.
Christine, I know you had a question.
Yeah, I want to ask a question. This may be, I hope it's not one of those that's a dumb question, but when you're doing your subdomain, obviously when we first did this, it was simple. Let's do our name. But if you wanted to do something kind of like Joshua Close with Beard and like you did, do you need to have a DBA for that or an LLC for that? Or can you just use that as your subdomain and then you can go about, I mean, I know you want to try to sync that up with your business name, but that's where I've kind of gotten like, just leave it alone.
I don't believe there's any requirements or anything that you need like a DBA or anything like that for that.
Okay.
It's I mean, it's the URL, the domain, it's available, it's open kind of for you to use to go through that process. If you were maybe like going out and buying one from like GoDaddy or something, somebody might own the rights to that URL where you can't use it. However, you're still able to kind of process it and go through that process.
Okay. Thank you.
Good deal. Any other question?
And to go on that, Austin, too, even though the website may be taken as a, if it was closewithbeard.com, that's different than closewithbeard.kw.com.
Yeah.
So even though you have sometimes these websites that don't, that are already taken, you can still use them, but just remember that if they forget that KW, they're going somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's also something to remember too.
Yeah, so it's a really cool tool that can help you elevate your consumer experience and really go through that process. So how was this today? Was this helpful? Does that help y'all kind of get some things that y'all can add to your website, kind of elevate and take it to that next level? Any other questions?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Josh?
I've got a question real quick.
All right, go ahead.
So once you make that page live, for instance, like the blog page, can you go back in and edit it? Because there's some things I'm looking at where I'm like, I want to edit that. There's two places at the bottom of that page specifically where there's a contact us and then the, I guess, original interested let's talk KW footer that's at the bottom of that. And it just kind of overlaps. So there's things I'd like to edit. Is there a way to go back and edit those?
So there is, but so keep in mind that we're kind of bending what you're able to do with Command. So you will see those two down there, just because right now the way Command is keeping it is you have to have some kind of widget on that page for it to work. The blog, I haven't had any issues yet. Most people don't even make it down to see the contact form. They still see the let's talk thing. Because I sent that out before I made it live on mine and nobody even saw that one. Because most of the time they're gonna be looking at that first couple of rows anyway, and they're not gonna be scrolling down to the very bottom.
Yeah, something that I might add there, like I put my app. So like instead of contact me, like I have the blog and then it goes to the app. So if they want more information or anything else, they that'll show them just where they can log on their app. And when somebody automatically logs into your website, there's gonna be a little thing at the bottom that says, hey, download the app so you can have the full consumer experience. So just kind of how it's all synergized and all connected together is a really cool feature, and something that's available to us that we don't have to pay extra for, and is a really cool feature that can help grow our business, whether we're doing Facebook campaigns and getting leads coming in and doing all those type of things. It just all connects and it's all synergized together to really help us grow our business and really go through that process. So you can get really techie and go full Josh Beard and do some HTML and do all those cool things, or you can just keep it with the basics and just throw your information on there and let people use the search feature and look for homes and do that type of stuff. It is a really interesting and fun thing to go. So any other questions, anything else before we hop off? Don't forget we have the 411 class right after this with Vanessa Bateman teaching it. So hop on that if you're able to, and then I'll hang around here until everybody gets off. You can ask some questions or anything like that. So.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask real quick, could you show me how to edit it, like just how to get back in and edit one of those pages?
Yeah, so if we go back into command and take a look, go down to consumer, and you've got your agent site pages, all that good stuff here. So I have the blog. You can click there. That's kind of where it's deleted. You can preview it right here. But if I go into my site app settings and go to site pages and go to team blog. No, I'm driving. Sorry. I'm going to go to site option pages. I want to use my site. Go in here. No, you go, Josh, do you go to designs and do that? I think you could go. So if we go to designs, there's a few different ways you can do it. So I'm trying to think
Yes. Yes, Austin, you go to designs.
You'll go to designs. It'll be saved in there, and then this is where you can update that main.
Yeah.
So if I've got contact us as the widget, download my app, I could come here and I could either adjust this to where I pull that up or delete it. My computer's running a little slow.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so you can get in here and kind of adjust these things and kind of take them off. So if I wanted to take that one off and just leave my download my app, save changes, yes. It's going to create that second one, and the first initial one's going to be active. So you're going to want to delete that one. And then you'll go to your site app settings, your site pages, add a page again, and just kind of redo that whole process there. New page, team blog. Save page change. Oh, now it's not letting me do it, but save, that'll kind of keep it updated. Oh, it's because I've already added it and entered it. So good to go there. Does that make sense? So you can go through designs, edit it, and kind of make those adjustments.
Yeah,
Any
absolutely.
questions, comments, concerns? Anything else you want to learn? Maybe we can focus on next week or kind of dive into? Nothing. Anybody have any good news that they want to share?
I'd like to do more on social media.
Okay. More social media stuff like campaigns or just directly post?
Whichever one you prefer. I'd love both.
Good deal. Anybody else have some recommendations or things to kind of cover?
I'm with her on the social media. I've actually been out of social media for a while now, and I'm barely getting back on Facebook and stuff. And I would love to see what you guys have in regards of any opinions or quick tips that we can have in reference of that.
I know Josh Box was actually working on some Facebook campaigns and things like that through Command. He can provide some information as well. He was running some listings and things like that. So if you've got a listing or anything like that, reach out to the other Josh, and he might be able to help you out. I just kind of threw him out there and said, hey, he can do this.
Thank you guys.
Look for his ads, and then we can also show you how to do those ads type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't want to make him feel like he has to do something, but he's doing that and he's running that.
Thank you.
Anybody else have anything before we X out and get out of here? Good deal.
Hey,
Well,
Austin, can you send, well, in the chat box, like y'all's YouTube channel? I came in late, so I didn't get to hear y'all's training.
yeah, no worries. I will do that right now. And I can also post it on Facebook too.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
There it is. So that is the YouTube link for KWCL University. There's just really a bunch of tech classes on there right now. Hopefully we can really expand that and put some other things on there and go from there. So I appreciate y'all being here, asking questions, diving into this. We've got some really cool features that can help you grow your business. So if you've got any other questions, comments, concerns, feel free to reach out. I've also got the Calendly link where we can set up a one-on-one meeting to review anything and kind of go through that process. So feel free to reach out and ask any questions. So grateful for y'all. Have an amazing day. Go sell some real estate and make your website look amazing. Bye. Y'all have a good one.